Really Reviews.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Welcome back to the Really Reviews podcast. We are back with a special episode today. We haven't done anything like this. I hope you can hear this. I hope this works out. We've been playing around with this shit for like 10 minutes trying to get this shit to work. But we may or may not have a soundboard for this episode. If you haven't read the title already...
Over here meowing like a cat talking some nonsense like your meat kills your meat, this your meat, then how about you get your meat and some girls and spend your time more efficiently.
Okay. Yep. We're doing a Breaking Bad versus Better Call Saul comparison, debate, whatever you want to call it. But we will definitively decide based on several categories that we have not spent any time preparing or thinking about. We're going to just decide winners for each category. You'll see as we get through it. It's like acting, direction, story, writing. I don't know, whatever. Nico's writing them on the fly. That's kind of how we're going to do things.
Wait.
We have no plan.
Wait.
But that's what we're going to do.
Hang on. I'm gonna share this to you.
Okay. So we'll get into that in a second. But first, you might be thinking, why are you guys reviewing shows? It's a movie podcast. Well, our last review was kind of a joke anyways. There are no good movies out this time of year. It's Q1. Studios either don't put anything out or they put out stuff that they don't believe in these months. So it's really not worth talking about, in my opinion. I'm sure Nico... Actually, I know you feel the same way because we haven't really seen anything recently. But we will have reviews in a couple weeks. We're thinking of seeing the Air movie, which is about how Nike secured Air Jordan.
Busy over the past couple of weeks.
There's a lack of good movies anyways, though.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything.
I've been busy, too.
Well, I was in the actual Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul land of New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of the
If
shooting
here, do you
locations.
want to show the candle here to the camera? I don't know if you noticed, we got the lawyer up. Yeah.
I don't know how well do they see it.
They can see it. That's
Okay.
Hector Salamanca. If
Hector
you can't
Salamanca as a saint. He's on our desk next to our Small Puss in Boots cardboard cutout.
Yeah, here, I'll show that one. Puss in Boots, great movie. Didn't win an Oscar, but got nominated.
I think it deserved one.
Puss in Boots was
kind of knows.
Puss in Boots is really good. I think it should be definitely in the conversation, and you should go see it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I just want to talk about the Oscars very briefly. You didn't watch, did you? But we both made our picks and talked about things. It was basically an Everything Everywhere sweep for all the above the line categories, which are screenplay, director, best picture, and then the acting awards. Those are what people consider to be the major awards, and Everything Everywhere won the most above the line awards. I think since the early 2000s, I think Slumdog Millionaire was the last one. Don't quote me on that, but last one to do that well in those categories. So Everything Everywhere, all at once. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It was great to see Ke Huy Quan give a speech. He deserved supporting actor, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Actress.
She deserved it.
Okay.
Who deserved it over her?
I think Carrie Condon deserved it over her.
No.
You didn't see the movie.
I don't care.
Just from a pure who had the better performance of the year, I think she deserved it.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She won the award.
Topic.
No, she won the award because it was a career award. And don't get me wrong, for her career, it's been great. She deserved it, and the movie was great. So I'm giving more praise to Everything Everywhere. I don't mind it, but that was the only thing I had a gripe with.
You're wrong, Nick.
All right. Regardless, some of the other movies that won a lot: All Quiet on the Western Front, big war movie on Netflix. Women Talking won adapted screenplay. Okay, I need to watch it still.
It won cinematography, didn't it?
It did.
It deserves it. It definitely.
I think Top Gun deserved it more, to be honest, but it didn't even get nominated. Top Gun didn't get nominated, which was a complete snub, which is ridiculous.
Been nominated, but everything that was nominated, All Quiet on the Western Front.
I agree.
Deserved it.
I agree with that.
It is a
from what I've seen.
Shot film.
Yeah.
I think they actually did shoot it in those European fronts. Great film. Everything in the lens looks fantastic that they show in their shots. you're right. Obviously, Top Gun.
Top Gun should have been
But also
nominated.
at the same time, Top Gun also had like a $400 million fucking.
What was the budget for All Quiet? It was a Netflix movie. It had to have been pretty
I
high.
don't think it was that high.
Maybe not as high as Top Gun, but
Definitely not as high as Top Gun. But great film nonetheless. Yeah, Top Gun should have been nominated at the very least. I'm surprised. I don't know how it didn't. I don't know why it didn't. Whatever.
overall, though, the Oscars was a pretty boring ceremony, as it always is. I'm glad some of the winners got to get up there and talk. I'm glad Not To won Best Song.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that was good to see. So yeah, the Oscars, very mid in terms of the actual award show. Not very entertaining, but the award winners, I was actually comfortable with a lot of them. And just to shout out my own YouTube channel, I might link it in the comments on this. Go check out Nick Hansen Movie Reviews. I put up my Oscar predictions video. I did pretty well. I didn't get 100%, but I did pretty well. So.
Did you? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't check back to see what.
Yeah, I ended up changing my predictions at the end. Actually, different from what the video was, and I got 17 out of 23, which I thought was pretty good.
Oh, through the ESPN.
The ESPN thing, yeah. But
after I asked you, like, are we doing what we think should win, or like, was this just to see what we're actually thinking is going to win? I was like, fuck, I'm not changing anything.
yeah, well, I told you, but I did tell you.
Yeah, I didn't change it.
Yeah, but anyway, my predictions for what I thought they would do were pretty correct. And, sitting here 1 year out from next year's Oscars, I think it's fun to predict some things. I think both of us are excited for Oppenheimer, and Nolan sometimes gets completely snubbed by the Academy, and sometimes he gets love from the Academy. So this is our beginning of the campaign for Oppenheimer to get Best Picture. Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer? I don't know how to
German.
say it.
I'm pretty sure it's Oppenheimer.
If we see that movie and they're saying Oppenheimer, though,
I don't care. It really makes no difference.
then you owe me Taco Bell.
Okay.
All right. Regardless, I hope that movie gets nominated. I hope Cillian Murphy gets nominated for Best Actor. I hope it does well. I hope that movie. I'm so excited for that movie. That's like 3 months. That's like 3 months out. Yeah.
Kim, please, just let me sniff those toes just for
Okay, that's the last one.
Nah, I think you should just drop them in randomly.
No, I can't.
Find a Walt soundboard.
There's definitely a Walt one.
That being said about the Oscars, congrats to Everything Everywhere. Go see the great movies from last year.
Yes, shout out to everybody who won, except some of you. Most of you guys, good job.
Yeah, and
we agree with those picks.
We'll be looking forward to the Really Awards for 2024.
24.
Yeah, I guess it's 2024.
No,
They'll be the 2023 awards if we do them in December or January for all 2023 movies.
Sorry.
So.
But that was our last one was for 2022.
Yeah, not a ton of stuff out yet that I think would qualify, but
Christopher Nolan's gonna win everything.
I'm not ready to give him everything. Scorsese also has a movie coming out this year.
No, he's gonna win everything, everywhere, all at once.
Scorsese has a movie. A24 has like 2 or 3 projects that are gonna be great. What about Beau is Afraid? Are you kidding me? Like, are we not gonna acknowledge Joaquin and Ari Aster?
I'm not sure about that film. I've only seen the one like teaser, and that was all.
But you're gonna watch it, aren't you?
Maybe. I don't know. What time is it? When does it come out?
I think it's a May release.
Oh, probably.
It might be April. Regardless, let's get into the Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul debates.
But first, put the camera on me. But first, I have a gift for Nick.
Oh no, this is happening live.
This is live. I wanted to save this for the show. This is live. All right, so here are the rules, Nick.
The rules?
Yes. There's no rules, really. It's just, here's what you're going to do. So, I'm going to tell you where the gift is.
Oh, Jesus.
So, first, you're going to just keep the camera on me as I'm explaining this, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, as I'm explaining this, the camera's still on me,
yeah,
right?
It's on you.
I'm going to tell you where this gift is, and then...
I feel like you just hid this in one of my orifices.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Right before the show.
Yeah, I don't even know where the hell it is right now.
I filled the apartment with nitrous gas so that when you walked in, you would pass out, just so that I could put it somewhere.
That was why you weren't here. You had Alan put it in me.
That's exactly why I wasn't here. So, you're going to look for it when I tell you.
Okay.
And then what I would like for you to do is tell me if you recognize it, if you know who it's associated with.
Oh, jeez.
Which show it's from of the 2 shows.
Okay.
Okay?
This is good. I like this.
I think this is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
So is it somewhere in this room?
It is somewhere in this room. Hang on. So I got a few of them.
Okay.
But you just get one. The few they're spread out among our friends.
Yep.
And for me as well.
Yep.
But it is under the table.
What, did you just told me where it is? I thought I was supposed to look for it.
No, I was telling you where it is. Now you have to look for it. Switch the camera. Switch the camera.
Oh, okay.
Switch the camera to you. Okay, now look for it. It's under the table.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's taped under the table.
Oh, it's taped? What the hell is it?
It was so you wouldn't see it.
Oh, shit. Is it gonna? How aggressively can I pull? Is it gonna mess it up?
You should be fine.
Oh, okay.
It should be fine.
Yeah.
I applied tape on the back. All right, now.
Okay.
You can rip the tape off. There's a plastic sleeve covering it.
This is okay. All right. I think I know what this is.
Okay. So show the camera again.
I'm gonna guess, and I might be wrong, but I think I know what this is. This is it's a New Mexico license plate. This is dope.
These are supposed to be screen accurate too.
Yeah. I think okay.
Do you know whose?
So I'm gonna start with the show that it's from.
Okay. Yeah. Give me the show.
I think this is from Better Call Saul. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
So you're not gonna. So you just want me to go through it and then you'll tell me.
Let's just go through it and let's see.
Okay,
and I'll correct you. I'll correct you at the end, and then we'll see.
I think this is from Better Call Saul.
Okay.
I don't remember the character's name that I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
But I think this is the guy with the big yellow car.
You're thinking of the drug guy?
Yeah, the drug guy, the guy with the baseball cards. Yeah. Am I wrong? Okay.
No, that's a great guess. I didn't think of that at first, and then as you said the guy who you couldn't remember, I was like, oh, I think I know.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
That's not who it is.
Shit,
All right.
Should I have another crack at it? Did I get the show right?
No.
Oh,
it's Breaking Bad. It's in Breaking Bad.
Is this DEA related?
Everything is DEA related in that show, but no, not DEA.
So this is not a DEA person.
Mm-mm.
How am I? This isn't Gail. Is it Gail? It's not Gail. Who would have this crazy of a?
I know, right?
Is it Walt Jr.?
Mm-mm.
Because Walt Jr. has the Mustang for like one episode.
No. It's not that one. It's not that.
I'm name dropping a lot of good moments.
One of these, but there was no way you'd like associate that with this show. I was like, I'll just get you this.
Like, did they have like Mike's license plate? It was probably something completely generic. I bet they did.
They didn't have Mike's.
Oh, really?
No. But try to guess what this
was.
All
right. Is this from? I want to say this is. Is this Jesse's car at the very beginning of the show?
Yeah.
This is Jesse's car at the very beginning of Breaking Bad. Okay.
His 1982 Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
And there's the scene. One. There's the scene where Skyler rolls up and tells Jesse to stop selling weed to. I think he's working on the car, or maybe he's working on the trailer. I don't know. He's working
on the. It's on the RV, I think.
Okay, it's on the
forget.
RV.
I'm not.
But this is this on the RV? This is not on the RV.
Mm-mm. It's on the Monte Carlo.
It's on the
red. His red sedan.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can remember when they go to Tuco's, or when Tuco drags them out to like the desert, and his car's out there.
Yeah.
And Tuco's ready to shoot both him and Walt, but I think Mike shows up and saves the day. But him and Walt. They run away.
No, actually, Hank shows up. Hank shows up and kills Tuco.
Who did I just say?
You said Mike. Yeah, Hank shows up and kills Tuco.
Hank.
Yeah, there's another.
In that sequence.
Yeah, he does. He kills Tuco. Yeah.
Okay. That's another memorable scene because they're trying to get to the car. I think I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that's Jesse's car.
This is great. This is wow. It took me a lot of guesses when I got there.
Yeah.
I think his name was like the captain or something.
I forget
what was it. It was Captain something. I don't know. Maybe you could look it up. It was something like that. That was his like dealer name, right?
I think that sounds right.
And like Walt made fun of it for him, and then they kind of dropped it after that. I think that was his dealer name.
I think that's right.
I like the colors on this one. This is cool.
I know. So if you flip it over to mine.
Oh yeah.
Flip it over to mine.
Yeah, everyone can see it. Yeah, it's in the shot.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. I only see yours, so I always.
Yeah, it's fully in the shot.
So The Lawyer Up is Better Call Saul. This is Jimmy McGill's Saul Goodman's.
It's mainly...
It's towards the end.
Yeah, it's
even
mainly...
when he gets into Breaking Bad, actually. He has his white Cadillac.
Okay.
And that's when he gets Lawyer Up on the back of it. And then but at the end of Better Call Saul, in like the last few episodes, they show like shots of his car from like the end.
Yep.
Who else? What else did I buy? And then I bought one that was Howard Hamlin's Namaste.
Okay, yeah, that one's a good one.
Chow has that one.
That one's a good one. Yeah, this is a good one too. Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. This is the very beginning. I like it.
Speaking of which, in New Mexico, I didn't see any plates that look like that. The yellow ones, if I remember,
you saw those?
they don't look exactly like this.
Okay.
But I don't know if they changed over like the past few years from the show and me actually being there this year and last year.
But that's completely show accurate. It's exactly like that.
They're supposed to be show accurate. Yeah.
Okay. Well. Yeah, maybe the show made them have to change.
But you're welcome. I thought you'd think that was a cool one.
Thank you, Nico.
Here's
very cool.
Here's a photo of it. When you zoom in, oh shit. When you zoom in on Jesse's car, it has the captain. They probably have closer images too, but this is like the first image I saw on Google from the show.
Yeah, it looks about the same. Yeah.
And fun fact, the hot air balloon is because in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, there's this big hot air balloon festival every year.
Oh.
Where like that's their biggest time of tourism throughout the year, where a bunch of people with hundreds of like hot air balloons just show up, and they're just.
Did you see that?
Floating everywhere now.
I want to see that.
It would be cool
go there someday. Yeah.
But.
No, wait.
Outside of that, there's nothing else besides selling meth to do in New Mexico.
You sent me a lot of pictures of outside of show locations. Did you ever go to the Twisters, the fast food chain that
it was too far out of the way.
Okay.
I'll show you the map that I have. I saved all of them to my Apple Maps.
Oh, okay.
So I have a guide that has all of it. But Twisters is just like a little bit too far out of the way. We were a little bit pressed for time.
Yeah.
I barely made it actually to the store to get these.
You had other obligations, yeah.
Yeah. So we got there with like maybe 40 minutes while they were still open, and then we went and took photos at Chuck's house, Mike's house. No.
And you got shot. You got shot by the owners of Walt's house.
No. So yeah, about that Walt's house. People who own Walter's house, where he throws the pizza on top of it and everything. There's an older couple who lives there, and they have a big fence around their thing. You can Google it, and it's probably on images. They have a big fence around their property. Because they know people want to come take photos, but they yell at people down who like taking photos from down the street, like a couple houses down. I don't know why they just won't sell it or do something to make profit off of it.
Yeah.
Just move out. Whatever the case, I would definitely try to cash in on that.
Yeah. Why are you living there if you?
So we didn't go to Walter's house, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The White's house. We went to Jesse's house. That one looked normal. That house didn't have anything. But Chuck's house, Chuck McGill from Better Call Saul.
The one that burns down. Spoilers.
Well, yeah, you should have thrown spoiler before that.
Whatever. The show's been out for so long.
No, it hasn't.
Well, that season has.
Oh, that has. Yeah. Whatever. That house, they barred up all the windows, and then they have like a little sign in their front yard, just like right next to the sidewalk, that says like no trespassing, or we will have like armed violence against you.
They have a shotgun trap ready. It just pops out of the dirt and just pelts you.
Yeah,
you're dead.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took a photo from on the street, so I wouldn't get
I saw that. Yeah,
attacked by the homeowners there.
I need to. Well, actually, I don't know if I need to get out there. What else is there to see out there besides the Breaking Bad stuff?
To all of the nice folk in the cartel community who have a compound out there and an airstrip that I drove past.
Let them live.
You guys just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say any location details.
I'm going to come knock on the door.
I will say the house that there's a big mansion in the middle of like nowhere next to the highway. Doesn't fit any of the other architecture in the whole state that I've been to. So it clearly stands out. It's got a pretty big fence. And then they have like just down the road, like this compound that has a bunch of trees blocking views from the highway. And it's also got its own really tall fence. And then somewhere just a little bit out, there's an airstrip so that they can just fly directly in and fly back out.
So there's legit cartel business going down while
Yes.
you're over here buying Hector Salamanca poop face candle. This is
Yes.
yeah. They made a joke of their entire community.
Yeah. But so that's on Native American reservation land. So basically,
So there's no jurisdiction.
there's
right?
no jurisdiction for the local police or the state police, and I think FBI can't do anything because that's federal land, but it was like written into a treaty with the Navajo. Like people can't just come out and just start investigating. So, allegedly, I don't know. Allegedly, the cartel members have paid off the the people who are part of the Navajo tribe, and they were like, if we just give you this amount of money, you guys won't do anything with the police, right? And they were like, no, we like this money, and then that's it.
Yeah,
That's the end of it.
Just think about all the addicts out there that need that drug, those drugs.
Their
Yeah.
fix.
So maybe they're really just doing a good thing for the community.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hey, we're not here to cast any blame. Again,
As long as
nobody
season
come after us, we have no issues. We have no thoughts or reservations about you guys.
I'm gonna become a meth dealer. Actually,
Don't say that.
I'm gonna infiltrate. I'm the Walter White.
For legal reasons. This is still a joke.
Look, if I keep eating Taco Bell, I'm damn near getting cancer here soon. So then I can go on my Walter White arc. There we go.
All right. So I sent you the note.
Okay. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the show. Jesus, we've been going for so long. This is gonna be a long episode.
How long have we been going?
20 minutes.
We didn't even start over. Whatever. 11:11-ish. When did we start?
What?
Did we start 11:11-ish?
Yeah. We've been going for 22 minutes.
Okay. Let's try to just run through this then.
I think we will have. Well, let's just start with our various positions here. Just start of the show. Start of the comparison here. I prefer Breaking Bad to Better Call Saul. I feel that way after having seen the end of it. Now, I will say this. I didn't binge Better Call Saul. I binged Breaking Bad because I started watching it like most people did on Netflix years later after the final season aired.
Yeah, same thing.
But Better Call Saul, I watched the first 2 seasons in a binge way. And then from there,
Caught up to it.
I caught up and I just watched them live with my parents. So I watched them in 2 different ways. You binged both, so maybe there's a different perspective there. But my take is just which show do I like better overall? I like Breaking Bad better overall. That's my opinion now. And maybe it'll change by the end of this conversation, but is your opinion that you like Better Call Saul better?
Yeah, so as you said, I binged both. Now, it's Better Call Saul is a lot more fresh in my mind. I just finished it before going into Mexico last week. Breaking Bad was... I watched it in high school, I think. So I don't remember, like middle, late high school. So I don't remember it too clearly anymore. But as you said, you prefer Breaking Bad. I think I prefer Better Call Saul after having seen both as well.
I mean, like
they're both great. No, they're both great. This doesn't take anything away from the other ones.
They're both 10 out of 10
either. But we have our preferences, and we can discuss it. We can debate it. Whatever the hell we want to do. But you have the note, right?
I do.
It? Okay.
You want to start us out?
So let's just talk briefly about, the dynamic duos. Your main 2 protagonists in each show. In Breaking Bad, they have their Jesse and Walt, relationship going. Yeah. And then in Better Call Saul,
it's a sort of a father-son thing going on.
Yeah. Type situation. And then in Better Call Saul is Jimmy and Kim. And Jimmy is Saul for those who haven't watched Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Jimmy is Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman is just his persona, his nickname. But as you were saying,
I think that this one's pretty easy. I think Walt and Jesse are a better duo, better acted.
What?
Better. I think more interesting. I think they're more
not better.
Okay. Honestly,
no.
Maybe not better acted.
I think they have a better overall story that they follow, but I think the character work between Jimmy and Kim is just so much deeper and so much better.
Yeah.
Like on a personal level between the two characters, I think they mesh way better than Jesse and Walt did.
Ray Seahorn is so good too.
She is.
I
honestly, and I love Bob Odenkirk. I think I liked Mike, Nacho, and Kim. I thought they were more interesting to me than Saul himself, and I was still super invested in Saul.
Yeah.
Like Breaking Bad, outside of Jesse and Walt, I wasn't too invested in too many other characters.
I see. I don't think you're remembering right though, because I think I'm invested in Mike at that time too. I think Mike's a super invested.
I was super invested in Mike, but Mike didn't have much screen time compared to.
He had more in Better Call Saul for sure.
They develop him a lot more thoroughly through that one. So that's why I don't really think of Mike too much when I think of Breaking Bad, even though that was the show that got me interested in Mike. Mike is he's my all-time favorite character.
He's mine too. Yeah.
He's just such an interesting, morally.
Yeah.
He tries to be a morally correct guy and try to do the right thing, or do something that people can kind of agree with, or they can kind of, I sympathize with his character, right? Like when they talk about how he's in Breaking Bad, how he's talking to Walt after Gus dies. He's like, "We had a good thing going. You didn't have to fuck it up. Just keep pushing through, and that's what you have to do."
It's
and then
I just want to bring up a Better Call Saul thing. I think one of my favorite parts of Better Call Saul is the whole arc with the Germans and building the lab and Mike, and then the decision he has to make at the end. I won't spoil what it is. Well, I don't know.
That one guy.
Whatever.
One guy.
Yeah, it's
Werner Ziegler.
That is one of the most. I think that was one of the most fleshed out and well done storylines of any of the side characters in either show. Yeah,
gut wrenching. You're just I get it. I know you have to cover your bases.
He really doesn't want to kill him.
I wish you didn't have to.
Yeah,
that's why I love Nacho too. But that's not what we're talking about. Let's get back to that in a second.
We'll just go on to the main duo. Yeah,
Jesse, Walt, Jimmy, and Kim. I noticed you started to kind of come to my side when I was like, Jimmy and Kim, they just kind of mesh together a lot better, and they flow off of each other. That I feel like it's Jesse and Walt, they couldn't.
Jesse and Walt is not a romance though.
No.
So they're two different. They're two different dynamics. Kim and Jimmy are a romance,
and that's
tragedy
that's
type
why
story.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't want to say it held it back, but they weren't able to achieve the same thing that I feel like Jimmy and Kim were able to.
Yeah. I just think I think the story of I think that it's sort of like the crash course of two people coming in and the complete 180 that both characters have really because of each other, I think is excellent. I think you see Jesse, he's putting the chili powder in the meth, and he's got this license plate, and he's goofing off and all this shit. He's a complete fuck up. And then Walt comes in, and Walt's, by the book. He's sort of a timid guy at the beginning of the story. And then by the end of it, Walt is this fucking demon who's just killing everybody. He's literally the worst person on earth.
Yeah.
Somehow, by the end. But you're still somehow rooting for him. And Jesse is like this poor dog that has just been beaten into submission.
I cared for Jesse a lot more than I did Walt.
And I think that's the point, and I think that's what's masterful about it, because I think in the beginning of it you care about Walt a ton and you don't really care about Jesse, but over the time Walt just goes deep dive into hell, and Jesse, you're like, please get this little puppy to heaven, because he is just beaten down and he's a prisoner in a hole. Yeah. By the end of the show, and it's just he is
literally in a hole.
Yeah, literally in a hole, and he's just completely being down. And so I think that character progression was just so fascinating, and really that was the narrative of the whole thing.
And he didn't want to go as far as Walt did.
Yes.
And he just is like, what is happening? This guy came to me trying to sell drugs, and now it's a complete downward spiral. He's just a joker, basically. Yep. But at the same time, you see Jimmy is always just stuck in his way of trying to slipping Jimmy. I'm trying to trick somebody, trying to pull off the next heist of something to get my way or to help somebody who I want to help. And then eventually it all catches up to him, and you're like, oh, damn it. Morally, Jimmy is one of the most correct people, except for certain parts. But he doesn't do anything like Walt. He doesn't do anything that pushes you to think, oh my God, this is a terrible person. You're just like, oh, Jimmy's just greedy. He
does take advantage of a lot of people, though.
He does, but morally, he's pretty correct.
Well, and I think in the end, there's a very good payoff with it. And then, like, the very final episode. And so,
there is a good payoff.
So, like, if we get to that, I will say the payoff is good and it helps with that. But, like, if we're talking about the duo here, it's like Kim is also a very troubled person, comes into his life, and then makes a decision to leave it.
And she's easily one of the best characters.
And she's a great character, and you can see her moral struggles all the time. And she's probably one of the more relatable characters in the entire series, or both series.
Right.
But, like, I just think there's something about Walt and Jesse that is just so compelling. Like, it's such a well-acted, such a well-written character Walt is. They're all well-written.
Okay. So then...
But there's more of a dynamic situation with Walt, I think, that, like, happens in a faster-paced way that I just thought was more entertaining. His character change.
Sure. And there's a more dramatic change, which I can't argue at. There obviously is. This guy goes from high school chem teacher to Kingpin drug lord. Yeah. Yep. Obviously nothing's going to compare to that. But I think there is this really nice deep play between Jimmy and Kim where they're both addicted to each other and they're both addicted to trying to do these crazy things, and they both enable each other.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't want to say a tragic story, but
no, I think it is a tragic story.
They both get lost in their ways, and I really liked that, and I thought that maybe obviously isn't as dramatic, but it has its own level of effect that you're just like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I feel bad for both of these people. Yeah.
You do. You feel bad. Like, I mean, honestly, they're kind of victims of circumstance in the way Kim, I think Better Call Saul is a better character show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't debate on that at all.
Yeah.
But, from a perspective of, which one is more original and exciting, it's...
Original, sure. The first one that came out. Breaking Bad. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we even going to come to a resolution on this?
No. So that's what I was going to say a second ago. Main protagonist. We don't even have to give a winner to main protagonist if you don't want to. Okay. Yeah. We could compare antagonists.
Okay. All right.
Antagonists. It's not too strong one way.
Well, because one they're in one. Well, the second one's not. Lalo is exclusively a Better Call Saul character, but Gus is in both shows.
So let's just talk about
Gus in Breaking Bad.
Let's actually skip antagonists. See the next one. Compare characters across the shows.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Gus now. I thought with less screen time, Gus was more interesting. Is it recording fine?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Gus was more interesting with that mystique of I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know whatever. But in Breaking Bad, he's obviously still good. I just didn't love him as much as I did in Better Call Saul in Breaking Bad because he has that element of...
He kind of switches sides for Better Call Saul. I don't know if you remember, you're kind of rooting for him for part of the...
For Better Call Saul?
Yeah, you're kind of rooting for him for part of the
to take
series
over
for Better Call Saul
instead of the Salamancas.
Yeah, you don't like Lalo, you don't like Hector, you want Gus to succeed.
I liked Lalo.
Okay, well, I mean Lalo's a villain. You're not rooting for him.
He's the antagonist of that second half of that season or series.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think as a character, Gus was just more interesting when he had less that you knew about him. In Breaking Bad, when we're introduced to him, he is just a chicken guy.
Yeah.
And the drug dealer.
Yeah, the one moment that you get to, know him at all, really...
is when Walt goes to his house?
Walt goes to his house, and then I think there's some money laundering stuff with him later on. Or is that all in Better Call Saul? I think there's some money laundering stuff with him in the end.
I think in both.
Yeah, in both.
But I think it's mainly covered in Better Call Saul.
But yeah, then in Better Call Saul... But that's the thing. I might argue for Better Call Saul being a better Gus. Because I think I like the scene in the last season with him at the bar where he's talking to that bartender. I think you learn a lot from that. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It's like a very long, drawn-out scene where he's just chatting
Gus's?
about wine.
Oh.
Yeah, Gus.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was a great scene. And then I think there's also good stuff about his backstory in Breaking Bad with the with his partner and all that,
and the naming of Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. So as a villain, as a scary antagonist, dude that you don't want to cross his path. Yeah, he's better in Breaking Bad.
He felt pretty coherent across both of them, though. Like, I think he felt like the same character.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad. I just think when you know less about him, he's a bit more intriguing.
Yeah.
But then at the same
agree
time,
with
they had these nice mannerisms of his like OCD in Better Call Saul when he has to like just do anything. Also like burning down Pollos Hermanos in Better Call Saul. I don't know if you remember that scene.
I do, yeah.
He's just lining like the chicken up on a ramp so that it falls into the deep fryer and all that stuff.
Yep.
And he has a bunch of these different little OCD moments and more things that kind of show you more how calculated he is. And I thought it was great to elaborate on him. But I don't know. I still think he was better in Breaking Bad. Just that air of mystique around him.
Sure.
He was just this silhouette of scariness every time he was on the screen.
Yeah, and I think the less you knew about him, the better. And honestly, I think for the character of Saul in Breaking Bad, it's kind of the same way. The less you know about him, the better it is. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think when he's just the comic relief character and he's sort of just scrambling around doing his Saul things, we just see him as the sleazy lawyer.
Yeah.
I think he's great in that aspect. But I do think one of the only characters who was fleshed out besides the main two in Breaking Bad was Hank. And I know you don't like Hank as much, but Hank was fleshed out, I think, more than you realize.
He's just a sussy
Gus sort of was too, and Mike sort of was. But, like, I don't know. If we want to talk about, like, just, I don't know if that's a category we have here. Who fleshes out side characters better? It's absolutely Better Call Saul. The character show. Yeah. So
not
like,
even close.
So, like, you say you don't like the Gus as much. I say I like Gus. I like his character development better in Better Call Saul. I think he's a better antagonist because you know less.
Though. Did you like him just the idea of Gus better in one versus the other?
Honestly, I liked the idea of Gus better in Better Call Saul.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
because I think this is just my preference. When you can do such a good job humanizing somebody that does a lot of bad things, which is what Breaking Bad kind of was with Walt.
Or was what they try to do, right?
Yeah, if you can humanize something so well like that, that's really impressive. You make me care about someone, like you make me care about him in one of the final episodes of your series, just sitting for 10 minutes talking to a bartender about like high class wine. Like if you can make me care about that, that means you developed that character well.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion on that. But
yeah.
From a narrative standpoint, his character is much better in Breaking Bad because he serves the function of being that like he is one of the best villains of all time.
He's like a
kind of like
Vader.
the Joker or Darth Vader,
right?
Yeah, you don't know a lot about them. They seem to act without reason. You don't know what the hell they're gonna do. That's a great villain. That's a great antagonist right there. So for the narrative purpose, it's better in Breaking Bad. But his character development is better in Better Call Saul. But like all of them are.
Yeah. Okay. So let's compare characters across the shows again. Mike.
He's better in Better Call Saul. For
sure. Not even close.
Yeah.
Saul.
Yeah, also better in Better Call Saul. You get to learn more about him. He actually means something. I was shocked. That Better Call Saul was even a show. When I finished Breaking Bad, I was like, oh my gosh, they made a whole show about this guy.
Oh, you told me to watch it, and I was like, do I want to watch the lawyer show?
Because Saul is not like in Breaking Bad. Like, there's no reason to believe that the dude's gonna have any interesting backstory. But they built this whole thing behind him,
which was great.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk, I love you. Good job.
Yeah.
Vince, great job. I don't know. It was so intriguing.
Yeah, Peter Gold, the writers, all of them.
Everybody involved.
Yeah.
Fantastic job. I was like, why the hell am I going to watch this lawyer? But he's intriguing.
Yeah.
Go Land Crabs.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
All right. Other characters. Did we say Mike?
I just said Tuco. Mike. Oh, Tuco.
He doesn't get much time in Better Call Saul.
Honestly, and he's a hit or miss character. Okay, I didn't love him.
Sure, that's fine. I liked Tuco. I'm relaxed. And then he just goes and beats that one guy to death.
Yeah.
I see it with Minecraft memes all the time. I think that's so funny.
Yeah,
They'll be like, as soon as I load into the Minecraft server, and then they're like, okay, I'm relaxed, and you just beat the hell out of your friend.
What about Hector?
Hector, I don't know.
Because he can talk in Better Call Saul.
For a little bit. I want to see your boss.
Yeah, I think it's for a couple
boss. He says boss. Let me just clarify, but it sounds like he says balls.
I think it's for a couple of seasons that he can talk. And then
first season or second
Nacho
season?
gives him the heart pills, and then
No, it's their sugar pills.
Oh, the sugar pills, so he doesn't have his heart pills, so he has a stroke. Yeah.
Was it for 2 seasons or 1 season?
I don't know. I just remember it being actually a good amount of time. But then, in Breaking Bad, he's basically this guy the entire time.
Are you on yours?
Yeah. He's just pooping himself. I think he was better in...
Can you make the Hector poop face? Bing, 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 bing.
Is that going to be the thumbnail?
Yeah, should this be the thumbnail? Here, okay, now look at me.
If anyone's still watching this video...
Okay, so obviously, whatever. Character development, just as a whole.
He was better in Breaking Bad.
Hector
was. Yeah.
I
think
I
it was
liked
better.
his antics better in Better Call Saul.
That's such an acting challenge too.
No,
to
but
just
I
be
think,
able to only express yourself with a dinging bell in your facial
I
expressions
think he
is
had a
unbelievable.
legendary death scene, like
Yes,
all-time death scene.
Yes.
But I think he was better in Better Call Saul. And I don't want to sound biased, but like he just has these antics of like, well, you understand why he has his rivalry with Gus.
Yes.
You understand why he's all angry all the time whenever he's around Gus or anybody about the drug business, because he's like, I need my money to prove to Don Eladio that I'm the better of the two.
Yeah. He's all-time grudge holder.
And then he walks into Pollos Hermanos and he says, I want to see your boss. It's a fucking Lyle, who's just
Lyle,
the like on-shift manager.
Yep, Lyle's the best character in the show.
And then he's pretty good, I think. He just like walks into Gus's office in the back and he just puts his feet up. I thought he's hilarious. And then when Lalo comes to see him in the nursing home, he's like, oh, hey, uncle, here, I know you want something to drink. And he just brings him a flask of like this super hard liquor.
Yep.
And that's all he wants.
Yep, Lalo's a great character.
Lalo is a great character.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, Hector, he doesn't get like the most screen time out of everybody in the shows. I could go either way, really. I think he just is a bit more fleshed out, obviously, in Better Call Saul with his initial motivations.
Yeah.
But
like, come on, I mean,
okay, whatever.
He's poop face, you know.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the show endings?
Yeah, we can talk about overall endings.
The very end.
Let's just talk about the last season-ish and how that goes into the ending itself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the beginning of the end that you remember?
The beginning of the end that I remember, I think, honestly, the way they kind of structure their endings, now that I think about it, is very similar. I think when Walt has to leave because it's been released, or does he leak it himself? Why am I blanking on that? How does Walt
leave for New Hampshire?
Yeah, why does he leave for New Hampshire? Yeah. That's the beginning of the end, though. Whenever he has to go to New Hampshire. I think somehow.
It might have been. He goes to.
It might have been Marie.
Is that right?
Yeah, she might leak the whole story
after
Hank dies. Yeah.
I just remember him getting Skinny Pete and the other guy, and he's like, "Yeah, wave some laser pointers."
Yeah, that's the one. That's the last episode.
And I'm gonna go give this money to the Elliots or whatever their name is. So they can give it to my family.
Yep.
And it's like clean money, and they won't know that it's clean money.
Yep.
but I don't remember how he goes to New Hampshire or like why.
Yeah, but like that's the beginning of the end. So I think that whole thing and Walt honestly, the whole last episode is really Walt getting the last laugh, showing he's boss.
Wait, is that the last episode of the whole series?
Where he does the laser pointer thing, yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, and then so he's
And
in
then
New
he goes to
Hampshire.
save
He knows
Jesse?
he's about to die. Yeah, he goes and then he saves Jesse, kills all the Nazis, has his last laugh there, walks over to the meth lab, drops dead in the meth lab, and that's the ending of his story. So he's really dying amongst what he's loved,
His chemistry.
which is sad, but also it's kind of satisfying. You get to watch him kill the other people, kind of fix the mess he made by getting Jesse out of it.
Try to get us Jesse out of there.
Yeah. There's a great moment between them two where Jesse has a gun and he's pointing it at Walt,
Mm-hmm.
and Walt says like, "Just do it." Like,
He just kind of knows. He's like, I'm too far gone.
yeah, if you want to do it, just do it. Like,
He wouldn't blame him.
and like in a way, I see that as Walt asking for forgiveness from Jesse.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great moment too. So I think the finale is really better than people say. I think I've seen people sort of complain about it.
I like the finale.
Yeah, but I think the finale's okay. You have said that you don't like the final season as a whole, but I like the final season too because I think it shows. I think it's the dynamic of Hank inching closer and then finally taking that poop. There's a lot of pooping moments that are very important. In the show.
Where he reads WW.
Yeah, reads it in the journal.
I forget
or
what the
whatever,
note
the poetry
says.
book. Yeah, it was a Walt Whitman poetry book, and so
It was a gift from
Gail.
Oh, I thought it was a gift from.
No, it was a gift from Gail because
I thought it was
that
from
was his
Walter.
mentor. No, it was from Gail to Walter, and
That's
Hank
what it
finds
was.
it. Hank finds it in his
In-
toilet.
yeah.
yeah. It's just. I think there's some smart stuff that comes together. Now I agree with you. Like it gets less exciting after Gus dies,
Yeah.
but it's not. I don't think it's dead, and I think there's still a lot to like flesh out. But the next few episodes hit a bit of a lull, and then I think it starts to pick up, and then Mike's death too is I think it was a good death. That was a great death scene too.
So, yeah, as you said, my complaint that I mentioned was when Gus dies. I think of this five season series as a 5-round championship UFC fight. The first two seasons, they're kind of building up their name. They're getting through the first 2 rounds of this fight, and then the second and third and fourth rounds, if you will, seasons, it gets really compelling, really into Gus trying to kind of maintain a hold on Jesse and Walt. And I'm like, okay, these two, everybody wants them to succeed and break out of Gus's grasp. And then Gus dies. And then I'm like, holy shit. Now the rest, they've just gassed out. And there's not as much interest for, I think, a lot of people in the show once he dies. Because, like, the Nazi biker gang...
Yeah, I don't like the Nazis.
Like, that's just such... I don't want to say it's a cop-out. We all hate Nazis, okay? We all hate Nazis. But, like...
It was an extreme. It was an extreme, and I want to compare it to something in Better Call Saul. It was an extreme, in my opinion, to show how bad things have gotten for Walt, because it makes Gus look like a good person because he's working with these people that are just absolutely despicable. Will just kill without any care.
Right.
So,
and then you see Walt still looks crazy compared to these biker gang guys. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. So it just like, I think that just is an extreme that's not as like compelling on its own. Like you don't really care about them. It's kind of a cop out. It's kind of boring, but it's an extreme to just show, to highlight how bad things have gotten for Walt and why, and show how he did ruin the good thing he had going with Gus. And he just,
Yeah.
Just,
and then,
I thought it served a purpose, and I want to compare it to Kim going to Florida in the end of Better Call Saul, because I think the Florida thing was a little corny.
Did you think so? I really liked it.
I liked it.
Oh my God,
I liked
this is
it.
Crazy.
But I think it was an extreme. A lot of the stuff talking about salad dressing or mayo or whatever, like Miracle Whip. It's like it's kind of boring stuff.
But I think to show that extreme, like, this is not the life that they envisioned.
Yeah, she just had to get away from the Saul life, so she just escaped to the complete opposite of it, which is just cookie cutter suburban Floridian life.
Mm-hmm.
That was long winded, but I think both of them are good. I just prefer I honestly prefer the Breaking Bad one too. I think it goes out with a bang more.
It does go out with a bang, but that's an action filled show.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. I'm surprised you wouldn't choose Better Call Saul because it's more of a slow burn, as you like to say. You like slow burn.
Yeah, I do like slow burn. I like them both. I
know
this
you-
is a hard
no,
debate.
I like-
I wish I didn't like that. I wish we were talking about Tenet right
No,
now.
no,
Then I could actually take a hard stance against you.
No, Nick, shut up. What does this say?
We will rewind. What? We will. We
Nick.
No, you're wrong, Nick.
put it up to the mic.
No, you're wrong, Nick.
Yep.
Zasibaka.
They're both great. It's
So, okay.
the ending, the final scene. I think it's the final scene. It's in prison, right? Where
Yes. Yes.
she does the finger gun. That was just perfect. That was a perfect final scene. The build up to it is so
Look,
good.
wasn't
It's so good.
The ending didn't go how I wanted it to go, but I can't deny that it was a great ending.
Did you predict it though?
No.
Yeah, I couldn't predict it. Like I thought it would go in a similar way to how it did, but I didn't think it would happen the way it did.
So I thought he was gonna pull one last slip in Jimmy.
Yep. But he
and
didn't.
somehow help out Kim too. But it didn't.
Yep.
And I was like, damn it. But I'm not mad at how it went. And it shows the redeeming qualities of the character himself.
Yeah, which are honestly, I think in that last 5 episode stretch for Better Call Saul, I think they're kind of hard to see. He kind of gets lost in the Slip and Jimmy thing. And he says, like, oh, money's all that matters. I think he says that they do the flashback to the desert sequence with Mike.
He goes, he's like, money's not the point. Money is the point.
Yeah. It's like, because he says, oh, I'd go back in time and bet on sports or whatever to make money. So, like, or no, he said he'd put it in Berkshire Hathaway. So
yeah, they're like, okay, what would you do if you could go back in time? And then and Mike is like, are you stupid? He's like, no, I'm serious. I take my money and put it in Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So there are tons of moments, even the cameos. Did you like the cameos of Walt and Jesse?
I didn't love them.
Why not?
I didn't think they needed them. Because I binged it, the whole thing. It had so much going for it, and then I was like, it doesn't need it. By the time it was just about, I knew it was coming up because I was like, okay, it's the last few episodes. It has to come up in these next few episodes. I was like, it doesn't need it at this point.
I agree. I think the point of them were to actually.
Just
I like
show-
the Jesse one a lot because I think
Jesse.
that showed a lot about Kim at the time of their divorce.
Yes.
And then
Jesse and Kim was a great one.
I liked the ones with Chuck and with
his wife, our girlfriend.
No. There's the scene, the flashback scene to Chuck in the final episode, or I think.
What was it about? I forget.
It's about a book, and he just has a conversation with a book.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I think they add a lot to Jimmy's character.
Yeah, they do.
Because Walt is like, oh, you've always been like this. You've always been Slippin' Jimmy, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. They're so good. They're both both the scenes. They're just so good.
They are.
They're just carefully placed, perfect character moments that just like bring everything full circle and just like masterfully end the thing. It was beautiful writing. Maybe I'm talking myself into this. Maybe I do like Better Call Saul better. What am I doing?
I think it had a better ending. Even though
I think so
there
too.
was a great final bombastic ending in in Breaking Bad. I just think Better Call Saul, they did it so well. They tried to right whatever wrongs they could at the end, and not as many people were just left high and dry at that point.
Well, he did. I mean, yeah, he did right the wrongs, and Kim, I think, forgave him in the end.
Yeah.
Which is just perfect. Oh, Howard. We didn't talk about Howard.
Howard? Okay.
You don't like Howard?
No, I love Howard.
I love Howard,
I
too.
love Howard.
I didn't like him at first, but he grew on me. I didn't
like him for like maybe an episode or two. And then he grew on me. I was like, oh my God. So Patrick Fabian is the actor for Howard.
Yep.
In one of the main first like times we meet him, they're I think welcoming maybe Mesa Verde in or Sandpiper Cross.
One of the big clients.
One of the big clients. And I see him do his like he does his like power pose, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a great detail for his character to show that this guy he's on his shit. He is super confident. He can prove to people that like this is where you want to get your legal work done.
But he's really falling apart. He's really falling apart the whole time.
And he's a nice guy. he's just a victim to all of this tragedy around him, and you're like, damn, that's terrible.
Yeah, and he honestly, like, I don't think he's a nice guy.
What do you mean?
I think he's a dick because I think he tries to screw over.
No,
Kim.
He's morally a good guy. Okay, he does mess
He
with Kim
tries
for the
to
first.
he tries to screw over Jimmy too. I think Jimmy's just really petty and just wants to get back at him the whole time.
Yes,
He does dickish things, but I think he's also reasonable at the end of the day.
He's
makes
reasonable.
sense. Yeah.
Like, you understand why he makes some of these decisions. He's like, okay, I can't associate with Jimmy doing whatever the hell Jimmy's doing. Right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just can't do this.
Yeah, and Chuck, I think he's reasonable about the whole situation with Chuck, which I think Jimmy also holds a grudge against him for. But I don't know.
You can't hold anything against.
Chuck's kind of a villain for the first 3 seasons.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He's an antagonist.
Yeah.
But he's a good one. I liked him. A
Yeah.
lot of people didn't.
No, I think he got a little old by the end. I think his timing timing of death was
I thought
it was good. Actually.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good time to end it. I was like, oh my god, he's dead.
What a show!
Yes.
What both shows? I
know they both are.
They're
really
both great, and you should go back and watch Breaking Bad now.
I know. I want to
because I think you get a lot of extra stuff from.
I will. Again, it's not very fresh in my mind, so not as much of it is like memorable.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's been a while since I've seen either, but
I have to mention Nacho. What a good character.
Oh yeah.
Did you like Nacho?
Yeah, I liked him. Again, more towards the end. Like, I think all of those
more
characters.
Towards the end?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my god.
Pretty much all of the new characters, even Lalo, I didn't like at first. I think pretty much all of the new characters that they introduced in Better Call Saul, like, were a very slow burn for me. But by the end of it, I really loved him.
Bro, Michael Mando, that's his name.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure. He was great.
Yeah.
I thought from the very beginning of the show, like are we first introduced to him with Hector when he's counting money, or do we first see him at his dad's auto shop? I forget.
I think you see him at the auto shop, but
that's
I'm
the first
not
time.
entirely sure. I don't know. Regardless, he works with Hector.
He is so good.
Yeah.
And if you've watched Breaking Bad and not seen Better Call Saul, you know he's not in Breaking Bad, which takes place afterwards. So you know he's going to die or leave. Whatever the case happens, I think that was a great send-off.
Oh, yeah. His death was so good.
Okay, well. Yeah, his death.
His death.
I thought it was fantastic.
It
was
so good.
On his terms. He got to get his dad out of the game.
Yep.
He himself is out of the game. Who he needs to get himself out of the game because he can't take it anymore. I think starting in the second season, he's showing signs. He's like, I can't do this. I can't keep doing this. And then you're just feeling terrible for him because he gets shot by Gus's men. They have to they have to act like he's been in some drive-by some
Yeah, he's a victim
cartel.
of the whole situation too. Yeah.
He and Howard are like the two biggest victims of the show almost, and I'm feeling terrible because like morally these are good guys. They're not that horrible. Maybe they've done some bad things, but like relative to everybody else, these are good people.
Yeah.
And you just feel terrible.
Well, I just want to end this by mentioning one character. Wendy the hooker. She's the best.
In Better Call Saul.
And she's in Breaking Bad.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah, Wendy the hooker,
Is
best
she
character.
Is she the one who they try to like stage the whole Howard stuff at the end?
Yeah.
That's
That's
lady?
her, and then
God.
she's in I forget what her role is in Breaking Bad. It's something to do with Jesse, but yeah, Wendy.
Is it at like one of Jesse's house parties where like there's just a bunch of people doing drugs?
No, she has a more major role in the show too. I forget what. Yeah, I think she does something for Jesse, or something, or Hank does something with her. I don't know. It's funny.
Oh,
it's funny. She's a great character. Wendy, best character. She's in like 3 episodes in the whole series, but
okay.
Wendy.
My attorney Ernie. You remember Ernie Ernesto?
Yep.
I loved him.
Yep.
He was great. Okay, here's my final poll of the day.
Final poll. Okay.
Skylar or Kim?
Kim. That's not even a question. Skylar has more meme moments though. Like it's kind of funny. So.
Yo.
Yeah.
Stop talking to my husband. Yo. Whatever the hell it was.
There's also the one, someone on YouTube did the distorted effect thing on the like I am the danger scene, and it's really funny. Yeah.
God. Okay, so are we going to come to a decision for which show is better, or should we just leave it as it is? They're
both great. Just go watch them. I think the reason we even talked about this is because we love them both so much. I think they're both worth watching. So go watch them.
So what do we title this? Comparison? Conversation?
Better Call Saul in time. Badding break. I don't know.
Better and bad.
A conversation about fantastic television. I don't know. We honestly, I don't know how much TV you watch. I don't think that like you watch a few episodes.
It's been really good. I need to watch
there's
this
new
third season.
I haven't
But
started.
Future update. We will watch The Boys probably, or continue to watch The Boys. So whenever that is fully out, we'll review that.
We could just review the next season when it comes. Yeah.
No. Let's do it like in total. So we just have like a whole thing that we can really just, if we have a full picture, it's nice.
Yeah, it'll probably be a few years before that.
That's fine.
But yeah, we'll do it then.
We could do The Office. We could do.
I don't know. I don't want to do comedy.
How long is The Wire? I'll start watching The Wire.
The Wire. Oh,
I'll start watching The Wire.
All right. The Wire is more of an anthology, though. So, like, each season's a little different, but I think you'll really like it.
5 seasons?
Yeah, it's 5 seasons.
Is it like 20 episodes per season, or is it like 10?
No, it's similar to Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Length.
Yeah, I'll start watching The Wire. Sopranos? We could do Sopranos.
I have not watched that. I might get on that.
Oh, you haven't watched it? Okay. If you guys have suggestions, leave it for us in the comments below.
Sure.
Like the video.
And then, if you're still listening at this point, our dilemma, they released in the same weekend. I'll probably watch both. Nico might come with me to see both. We'll be watching the Mario movie, or I'll be watching the Mario movie, and we'll be seeing Air, which is the movie about how Nike secured Michael Jordan for a sneaker deal. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's all we've got for this episode. Taco Bell.
Don't drive drunk. And if you do, remember to call Saul.
Yeah, call Saul.
That's what he says. That's what he says to Walt Jr. I think in Breaking Bad. Yeah. He's like, don't drive drunk. But if you do, remember, call me.
Open the door.
End the video.
All right. That's the end. We'll be back soon. This thing's been going on for so long.